Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Check It Out, the library talk show that lets you know what's happening in and around the Bethel Park Public Library. We're your hosts, Elaine Volpe
and Christine McIntosh, and happy December, everyone.
Happy December, happy holidays.
And yes, on behalf of the library staff and the library board, we'd like to wish you and yours a very happy holiday season. Are you finished Christmas shopping, Miss Elaine?
Ooh, hardly, but I did start. I could say that I'm officially started. How about you?
I'm almost finished, and I've done most of it online.
I'm an online shopper as well.
Yeah.
We were talking about that early this morning. I don't like malls to begin with, right? But
And
around
then-
this time of year, I choose to avoid them. So yes, I love Cyber Monday.
Oh, okay.
Right, that's when I do a lot of my holiday shopping. But yes, Amazon is my best friend.
Amazon, yes. Every day I have a package from Amazon.
Yes.
And I just love this time of year because I'm excited about gift giving and about spending time with family and friends.
Yes, as am I.
And I'm also excited, believe it or not, about the library's new strategic plan. So
Tell us more.
several of our initiatives focus on eliminating barriers to library service. So I want to share some great news with everyone that Bethel Park Public Library will become fine-free effective January 1st, 2022.
Hooray.
So what does that mean? Means the library will no longer charge daily late fees on items that are overdue. And if your home library is Bethel Park, we will also be eliminating any existing fines that might be on your card. So we're very excited about this. It's becoming a real trend in libraries across the United States.
I think it's so important, like you said, you're breaking barriers, right? We want people to frequent the library. We don't want them to feel
You're welcome. Like you're welcome. Right. We want you to feel welcome at the library. And it generates such a small percentage of funds for us that it was more important for us to reduce the barrier than to realize that small amount of money.
Absolutely.
So in talking with the staff and some patrons in our board that know about this coming up, we have some frequently asked questions that I hope will help clear up some of the questions that you may have. So does this policy change mean that I can keep my library materials forever? No. All library materials will still have a due date. And as the due date approaches, you'll get a notification either by telephone or email, however you have said that you would like to be notified. Like 3 days before the item is due, if it's not eligible for automatic renewals. Now, we went to automatic renewals a little over a year ago. So if you have an item out and no one is waiting for it, if no one has a hold placed on it, it automatically renews for you. So that had already reduced our fine income.
Right.
But then if you've used up all your renewals or someone's waiting for it and you don't return it, if it becomes 6 weeks overdue, you're still going to get a bill with a replacement cost because we assume that the item is lost. And then if you don't clear that up, we do use a collection agency simply because we don't have the staff to handle, and then it happens very infrequently.
I'll say that's not very often the case.
No,
but I think that's important to note that, yes, we're fine free. That doesn't mean that you still can't be charged for an item. So like you said, you're not entitled to just keep it.
Yes. So people are like, well, what's the difference between a fine and a fee? Well, a fine is that funds owed for an overdue item. So your item was late. So that's a fine. A fee, we say, is funds owed for a replacement cost, or if a book is damaged beyond help, you will be charged replacement costs. And so then people say, well, won't this negatively impact the budget? At the peak, our fines represented less than 1% of our total operating budget for the year. And then last year with COVID, we didn't charge fines from March until February of 2021. And our fine income is negligible at this point. So it will not affect our budget in any significant way. Okay, so then the other question is, well, if patrons aren't being charged fines, they're just going to keep the stuff forever. No, they won't. Other libraries have made this change, not only in Allegheny County, but across the country, and they have found that 95% of items are still returned within 1 week of the due date. They've seen no significant difference from when they had fines to when they don't have fines. And this one's a pet peeve of mine. Isn't the library's job to teach civic responsibility with overdue fines? Emphatically, no. Studies have shown that overdue fines create a barrier to access to library services and to those who need our services the most. So we want everyone to feel welcome at the library. And I personally believe that fines only teach you that you can break the rules if you have money. And I don't like that about our country.
I agree.
But if all that stands between the library and complete moral bankruptcy are fines, then we as a society have much bigger problems.
Amen to that.
Being civically responsible does not mean simply acting good out of fear of being penalized, which a fine essentially is.
Right.
So if patrons act irresponsibly when they're not threatened by the library, then they've learned fear of punishment, not how to be responsible. So
Excellent point.
yes, that's one I get all the time. It's the library's job. Well, no, it really isn't our job. I mean, you do have a responsibility to the rest of your community to return your items on time so someone else can enjoy them. But okay, now here's another one I get. Will the library eliminate previously accrued overdue fines? Yes. We're wiping out all overdue fines accrued under the old policy. So, if you have this is for fines, not for lost items, not for replacement costs. But this will include overdue fines for items that belong to other libraries in Allegheny County. So come January, well, we're not open until January 3rd, but come January 3rd when you come in, if you had fines on your card previously, they're going to be wiped out. So then, will the library change the fee limit at which it blocks a patron's account? No. So right now, the library blocks a patron's account if they owe more than $10 in fees. So with the elimination of fines, that will unblock a lot of patrons. But we have to have some way, I don't want to say to make you responsible, but to have a clear account. So what you could not you couldn't check out more books if you owe over $10. And that would be not fines, but a replacement cost or any other manual charges. You wouldn't have access to ebooks or the databases. So will items from other county libraries still accrue daily overdue fines? Yes. Okay, so let me explain this because it's confusing for our staff, so I'm sure it's confusing for patrons. So our fines are based on where an item is checked out. So if you go to Upper St. Clair or South Park Library and you borrow items from them, and they are a couple days overdue, and you return them to our place, it's still going to show that there's a fine. However, if you return them here at Bethel Park Library, we will waive those fines for other libraries as well. Because in this county, libraries keep fine income regardless of from what item. So if somebody returns an item from Upper St. Clair and there's a 50-cent fine, we keep that. All libraries do that, so it works out. If you lose an item from Upper St. Clair and you come here and pay it, we send that payment to Upper St. Clair to replace that item. Okay, and then here's the big one. Will the library refund to patrons who paid their overdue fines before this change? No, do not ask me. This goes into effect on January 1st. If you come in and pay your fines today, tomorrow, or next week, you paid them, and thank you for doing your job to be a responsible library user. So please don't ask me to do that. And then in line with that, also to reduce barriers, beginning January 1st, the library is going card-free for public computer use. So currently, when you come into the library and want to use a computer, you need a valid library card. And you sit down and you enter your library card number, and then you put in a nickname. You're not going to have to do that after January. We found that, again, like if you owed a fee for something else and it blocked your card, you couldn't use the public computers. So now when you come in, you'll sit down after January 1st and you just put in a nickname, whatever name you want. It could be Mickey Mouse, it could be Misty Lane, it could be, Christine. That way, because we do get funding based on how many computer sessions, part of our funding, how many computer sessions, how many minutes are used by patrons. So good things are happening at the library, and we're very, very excited.
Yes, we are.
Do you watch Hallmark movies?
Love them.
I
haven't
do
watched too many
too.
yet this year. When they
Yeah.
started, right? They started a couple weeks ago.
did.
And I think I watched one. But yes, I am very much into the Hallmark movie.
I am into Hallmark movies and, sitting there with your hot chocolate.
Yes.
And like Hallmark movies, sometimes I just want to sit and read a book that's fun and enjoyable and doesn't require much of
Thinking,
my
right,
brain.
Right.
So I put a list together of Christmas fiction titles that were published in 2020 or 2021 for you to enjoy, so check this out.
How about a good holiday-themed fiction book to get you into the spirit? We have Dear Santa. A special holiday wish list brings about hope, love, and second chances in this nostalgic novel from the Queen of Christmas Stories, Debbie Macomber. The Christmas Bookshop by Jenny Colgan. Thrown rather suddenly into the inner workings of Mr. McCready's ancient bookshop, Carmen is intrigued despite herself. Can she breathe some new life into it in time for Christmas shopping? And will the Christmas spirit be enough to help her heal her fractured family? The Christmas Promise. This holiday season, Richard Paul Evans returns with another heartwarming story of secrets, heartbreak, forgiveness, and the true meaning of Christmas. Christmas Cupcake Murder by Joanne Fluke. As December turns Lake Eden into the North Pole, the heat is on in Hannah Swenson's kitchen to honor two Christmas traditions: baking irresistible holiday cupcakes and preventing a murder. This book features over a dozen cookie and dessert recipes also. Twisted Tea Christmas, a Tea Shop Mystery by Laura Childs. An attack on the host of a fancy tea party sends Theodosia Browning looking for answers in the latest entry in the New York Times best-selling series. This book also includes delicious recipes and tea time tips. The Chalet. This is the most exciting new winter debut crime thriller of 2021, written by Catherine Cooper. The book starts in the French Alps in 1998, where two young men ski into a blizzard, but only one returns. Flash forward 20 years later, where four people connected to the missing man find themselves in that same resort. Each has a secret, two may have blood on their hands, and one is a killer in waiting. Someone knows what really happened that day, and someone will pay. The Holiday X-Files. Get ready for a laugh-out-loud, heartwarming holiday rom-com by best-selling author Jennifer Peel. Once upon a time, our main character was known as the Holiday Queen, but catching her husband under the Christmas tree with another woman kind of did something to her. Then along comes her ex-husband's best friend, Noah Collin, who has a plan to help her believe in the magic of the holidays again. Maybe, just maybe, it will be a very Merry Christmas after all. And finally, Flora's Traveling Christmas Shop from author Rebecca Raisin. Before she can say sleigh bells, Flora is on her way to Lapland in a camper van come Christmas shop. But something Flora didn't expect was meeting Connor, a Norse god of a man who makes her heart flutter and snowflakes swirl in her stomach. There's just one problem. Connor hates Christmas. So stop by the library and check out one of these titles today.
Lots of good reads to check out
I
there.
know, and I put some mysteries in there as well as, rom-coms. And
Yep.
So hope you come in and check one out. So while the library is traditionally slow during the month of December, we do have a few classes for adults. We have 3D printing on Wednesday, December 15th at 6 p.m. Use the library's 3D printer to make personalized gift, replacement parts, or your own artistic item or creative invention. It's a free class where you'll learn how to use the 3D printer using Tinkercad software. And if you cannot make that date, you can call and schedule an appointment with Rob or with Katie. And then Fire Alpaca class. Have you heard of Fire Alpaca?
Only because Rob was talking about it last week.
So Fire Alpaca is a free digital software program that's available in 10 different languages and is compatible with Mac and Windows, featuring simple tools that let you draw an illustration easily. So it's kind of like Photoshop, but a free version. So the best part of it is that it's free. And those who aren't ready for a subscription to Photoshop can try this stunning tool out before deciding which is the best choice for them to use to edit, create custom graphics, or design logos and things for business or personal use. This class will teach you how to paint, draw, airbrush, or create custom graphics. And it's being taught by Chenille Hilton, who is a software engineer, has volunteered to come in and teach this class.
How wonderful.
For the library. I'm thinking if I'm free.
Well, Dawn wanted to attend. I'm like, sure you can, right?
course.
Because she does a lot of our flyers, so she's looking
Yes.
for a way to kind of jazz those up and make those look a little more, professional and a little more.
Well, yes. I mean, we do use Canva, but I'm always open
Which
to
is-
using, I get tired of using Publisher.
Yeah.
It's tired.
Yeah.
It's tired.
So something new, something different.
And of course, we have like our clubs and regular classes. We have new movie release Tuesdays at 10 a.m. in the Fireplace Room, and Conversation Salon on the first and third Fridays at 10:30. Plus our book groups and those kind of things. So that's all we have in the adult side.
Okay, so over on the kids side, December brings our story times back up and running. So we will have Toddler Tuesdays on Tuesdays, Mother Goose on the Loose on Wednesdays, Baby Jam on Thursdays, and Preschool Power on Fridays. And we are still requiring registration for those. So you want to hop on December 1st to get signed up. Our story times are one of the only classes that we do weekly registration for. So just because you register once doesn't mean you're in for the whole 8-week session. You will have to register each and every week. So just keep that in mind.
That gives the opportunity to different families to
Right.
be able to come to. So it's not,
Right.
yeah, I like that idea. I think it's great.
Yep. And then on the second Saturday of every month, we're still doing our Craft Away Saturday. So the second Saturday of December happens to be December 11th. And I believe this time Miss Nancy has a cute snow globe craft for them to do. So if you want to come drop by and do it in person, it's on December 11th. If you choose to take it home and make it at home, that's fine too. But you have to wait till after December 11th. So it's kind of like our, I don't call them leftovers, but they are leftovers. That's what we will send home for our make and take kits, our take and make kits. If you want to come and hang out with us and do it in person, again, it's Saturday, December 11th at 2 p.m. Then we have a pajama story time coming back. When I first started here, this was one of my first classes that I did, and I absolutely loved it. This time, Miss Heather will be doing a pajama story time on Monday, December 20th at 6:30 p.m. And we absolutely encourage you to wear your favorite PJs, bring your favorite stuffed animal, wear a pair of cozy slippers if you have them. And Miss Heather will be sharing bedtime stories and songs with you.
Are we ever going to do the animal sleepover story time again?
We did it.
I missed it.
No, we did it this past year. Yeah, I
Okay.
can't remember what month, and we will be doing it again. I'm
Those
sure.
always are. I love to see the photos of what the animals do at night when
Yes.
we're all at home sleeping.
Yes, they always get into some kind of
I
mischief.
love it.
Yeah, we'll be doing that again for sure. Probably not until the spring. And then for our elementary age friends, the next episode of What's Cookin' will be up on our website very soon. So in December, I decided to make some blueberry jam. Have you ever made homemade jam?
Not homemade jam. I've canned, but
Okay.
I've never done jams.
So it was actually very simple, and I wouldn't have known that until I discovered a beautiful book called Memory Jars. And in the back of that book is the recipe for blueberry jam. So that's what we made on this episode. And that's one of the only programs that we're still running virtually. So it's not live virtual, they're actually pre-recorded, and then we put them up onto our kids' website, and you can access them at any time. On Wednesday, December 8th, we're going to be doing an open art studio. This went so well last time. Open art studio is just that. Come and just craft away, make whatever piece of art you are inspired to create. We just take everything out of our craft closet, all of our paints and glitter and glue and flannel and
Pom-poms.
foamies and pom-poms, whatever you can think of, and we just put it out there for you. There is no set project. There is no examples. We just want you to kind of have at it, use your imagination, use your creativity, and come up with a masterpiece all your own. So that is on Wednesday, December 8th. And then the next day, Thursday, December 9th, we have a holiday workshop. So if you are looking for a last minute gift and you want it to be homemade, because of course homemade gifts are the best kind of gifts, you can come to this workshop and Miss Heather will kind of guide you along on for this one we will have some project ideas, right? We'll have some ornaments that you can paint. Or maybe you want to give somebody a picture frame. We'll have picture frames available. So for this one it is a little more guided,
prescribed,
set,
yes.
right? We'll have some things set out for you. Where Open Art Studio is just total creativity.
So I saw a segment this past week, and I think it was on Live with Kelly and Ryan about, because there are so many delays in shipping, that a lot of gifts are not going to be available. So they did a segment on homemade gifts.
Yes, I love getting a homemade gift, right? I think that's just, I don't know. I don't want to say more meaningful, but oftentimes it is.
Yes.
It's more special.
Yeah.
And we will also help you wrap your gift once it's complete. So it's a complete holiday workshop on Thursday, December 9th at 6 o'clock. It's for grades K through 4. But again, you have to register, and you can sign up beginning December 1st. On Tuesday, December 14th, Miss Nancy will be painting with music, because music too can be very inspiring, don't you think?
Yes.
And I think depending on the type of music you're listening to, that kind of affects your mood, and it affects your
color choices. And
absolutely
stroke choices.
Absolutely.
see
So, how do different instruments sound? How do different types of music make you feel, right? Happy, sad, energetic, dreamy. There's so many sorts of possibilities out there. So you'll be then painting to the music. And I think that's it, because we have a lot going on in January, but I'm going to save that for the next show. I do want to give a sneak peek at our winter reading club. We always do a reading winter club for the month of January. This year it's just a reading wonderland. So we're going to decorate upstairs with snowflakes and snowmen and just kind of make it like you're walking into a winter wonderland, but it's a reading wonderland. And you can, of course, begin reading early, but you won't be able to start reporting your minutes until January 3rd. Okay, and then like I said, it runs for the whole month of January. That's kind of how we do it. Minutes read. You're going to get a cute little bookmark like this, and you'll color in a snowman for every 15 minutes. Once you have, well, how many snowmen are there? I wanted to say it was 2 hours, but it's not even quite 2 hours. Once you have a complete bookmark colored in, this then becomes your raffle ticket. So you simply fold it up and drop it into the prize of your choice. I just went and bought some prizes today, so I'm excited for that. We'll have some nice baskets to entice you and to give you a chance to win. So again, that's starting in January. And then there's one teen program that I want to mention, just because it's early in January, and so we're having you sign up in December. It's called Let's Paint. This is another painting class, but it's specifically for teens, grades 7 and up. Our talented instructor is going to guide you through a step-by-step process to make a beautiful winter. I'm not sure what it's going to be, but it'll be like a winter-themed piece. We usually ask you to bring the canvas, and then we supply the paints, but this time everything is supplied for you. You don't need to bring anything except your creativity and maybe a friend.
That sounds awesome.
So yeah, I'm excited for that class. And again, that's Monday, January 3rd at 6:30 p.m. All the other stuff I'm going to wait until the next show. But there is a lot to look forward to. I can promise you that.
So I have a few announcements before we sign off.
Sure.
So the library will be closed on December 24th, the 25th, and the 26th. So Friday through Sunday for the Christmas holidays. We will reopen on Monday, December 27th at 10 a.m. And then the following weekend, we will also be closed. So Friday, December 31st through Sunday, January 2nd for the New Year's holiday. And we will reopen on Monday, January 3rd at 10 a.m. and be fine-free.
Yay! Thanks for joining us, everybody. And as always, if you have any questions on any of the things that we talked about on today's show, and I feel like we talked about a lot today.
We did talk about a lot.
You know what to do. Go ahead and give us a call.
Visit our website.
Or better yet, stop in and see us in person. Again, happy holidays, and we look forward to seeing you in the new year. Take care.